Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star Part 305 based on novel. So let's start. Inside the inner area of Tilted Peak Sector, the fire was burning. Listen, I'm Peishing Master from Purple Moon Holy Land. You should be proud that I picked you as my competitor for my first trial. The four-faced, 16-armed Peishing Master opened his black wings wide. His 16 arms held 8 long shuttles, each one held by 2 hands. The arm at the top and the arm at the bottom were holding a shuttle, respectively. The 6 left arms held 3, while the 6 right arms held another 3. The black wings on his back were outspread. His 4 faces looked in 4 different directions. Peishing Master? I've never heard the name. The rock giant was holding a rock hammer and roaring. How dare you, a new universe master from Purple Moon Holy Land, challenge me, 8 Ruin Master. Peishing Master had his wing open in endless fire, and he looked relieved. A pathetic guy facing death. Even if you're at top tier level 5, there's nothing for me to be scared of. 8 Ruin Master was enraged by Peishing Master's words. He was already mad with facing the pressure of true death. How could he not be infuriated upon hearing this? You brat! I'll show you my power, the rock giant roared. Dazzling light emanated from him. Yellow light was suddenly everywhere, covering an area of several square light years. The powerful domain started to bind Peishing Master, and the rock giant said fiercely, "Now, you don't even have a chance to run away. This must be your first time in Universe Ocean. I'll make it your last. Kill." 8 Ruin Master dashed toward him. 8 Ruin Master was indeed belligerent. The power gap between them was not large, yet it was still possible that one would be killed by the other as long as one could trap the other. They could keep fighting each other for millions of years or even hundreds of millions of years, forcing each other to burn their godly power. The size of their godly bodies, the power of their attacks, and their defense all determined who could survive. Clearly, only one of them could survive. In fact, many universe masters from the first universe era would go mad, so few universe masters were willing to meddle with them. You want to kill me? Peishing Master smirked. If I want to go, I can go at any time. Do you really think you can stop me? Freeze. All of a sudden, light pillars shot out of the black wings. The 5 pillars, gold, cyan, aqua blue, tan, and red, traveled parallel to each other like a rainbow. They slashed the sky and wound around 8 Ruin Master. Break. 8 Ruin Master tried to break away, but the 5-colored rainbow was winding around him. He couldn't break free. Do you really think you can break away? Peishing Master said recklessly. I've been in the Holy Land for 18 universe eras, and I've been studying Golden Law, Wood Law, Fire Law, Water Law, and Earth Law. I created a supreme technique using these 5 basic laws, and I'm performing it with my valuable. Do you really think you can break away from it? Peishing Master was satisfied. When he had first gotten the wings, the laws of 5 colors entwined with each other but only reached the power of a top-tier domain true treasure. However, he found out that the way the 5 laws entwined with each other was mysterious, so he started to study them carefully, as one's life was limitless in Purple Moon Holy Land. He fully comprehended all the 5 basic laws and spent more than 12 universe eras comprehending them. He had created a binding supreme technique with his valuable. Even though his other attacks were only at level 4, with that technique, he had power at the equivalent of level 5. Just more binding power. 8 Ruin Master roared. It only slows me down, but it doesn't affect my fighting power. Come, brat. Haha. Peishing Master guffawed and dashed forward. It was the first time that Peishing Master had entered Tilted Peak Sector, one of the 3 lands of Extremis, so he was excited and aggressive. Once his binding technique was performed, it could rival a pinnacle domain true treasure, and he had his wings, so he could fight and flee whenever he wanted. Only a domain supreme true treasure could suppress him. In the Hong Alliance Palace of Hong Alliance City, the primal universe. 3 universe knights organized information in a palace. This is the latest news. 3 new universe masters appeared in Universe Ocean, and all of them are from the 2 Holy Land. It seems many Universe Masters-to-be have become Universe Masters and started to enter Universe Ocean since the last time a group of Universe Masters died during the fight for the Duandong River inheritance. It's very important. The Universe Masters from our alliance might meet those new Universe Masters. They don't have the information about these new Universe Masters, so they might suffer losses. We need to send the information to Primal Chaos City Leader. These 3 Universe Knights were responsible for organizing information in the Hong Alliance. Information management wouldn't fall on Universe Masters. That was why 3 Universe Knights had been chosen to manage these. All of them had multiple bodies, and they were responsible for gathering and filtering the information. They would eventually send it to Primal Chaos City Leader, who would process it in the end. After a while, new Universe Masters again. 1 at level 4 and 2 at level 5. The 2 Holy Lands indeed have a large group of Universe Masters to be waiting. Those dead Universe Masters from the Duandong River inheritance last time didn't affect the 2 Holy Lands at all. Spread the word. Primal Chaos City Leader then sent the information to every Universe Master in the Hong Alliance through the virtual universe. Such information was classified to ordinary beings, but Universe Masters had to know about it. Every time there were new Universe Masters, information about their power, fighting style, true treasures, and techniques was recorded and sent to Universe Masters at their side. The more they knew about their adversary, the longer they could live. A thunder giant flashed in the outer area of Tilted Peak Sector. Finally, I'm out of Tilted Peak Sector. The thunder giant, Great Thunderstar Master, looked at the chaos airflow. Milky Way Horde Leader Luo Feng? Great Thunderstar Master was furious. He had to show up after being provoked by a Universe Master. Great Thunderstar Master raced toward Universe Boat at top speed. On a reef of whirling swamp ocean in the inner area of Universe Boat. The waves were getting stronger. The space was torn again and again. The wind was terrifying, yet it was relatively weaker on the reef. Universe Masters stood everywhere. All 13 were waiting there, staring into the distance, still waiting for the pinnacle true treasures to be born. Sometimes, they would take a look at Star Tower at the center of the reef. Star Tower, a supreme true treasure, said a skeleton life form in a flying animal shape, gazing at Star Tower. When can I have a supreme true treasure palace? Milky Way Horde Leader has only practiced for tens of eras. He's already this powerful and has got several supreme true treasures. Why can't I get one? The Universe Masters were both scared and jealous of Luo Feng, as they all craved supreme true treasures. Then they could roam Universe Ocean without fear. Inside Star Tower, Luo Feng, who had been practicing, finally opened his eyes and looked to the outside. That pinnacle true treasure is still not born. There are 13 Universe Masters already. Wow, Luo Feng looked down. 12 from the 3 Universe eras and 1 is from Purple Moon Holy Land. That Purple Moon Ancestor created major trouble, yet this guy from the Purple Moon Holy Land still dares to show up in front of me. Luo Feng's eyes glinted coldly. Luo Feng disappeared from the palace. Suddenly, a being walked out of the side gate of Star Tower, which was standing at the center of the giant reef at the center of whirling swamp ocean. It was a concern to all the Universe Masters present. It's Milky Way Horde Leader. Why is Milky Way Horde Leader out here? All of them were nervous. Luo Feng glanced around and smiled. Don't worry, guys. If there's no grudge between us, I won't attack you. And then, Luo Feng started to stare at one Universe Master. It was the only Universe Master from Purple Moon Holy Land, Purple PU Master. Purple PU Master, said Luo Feng. Milky Way Horde Leader. Purple PU Master was relaxed. He had pride as a great being from the Holy Land. How dare you appear in front of me? Luo Feng chuckled. Purple PU Master said coldly, why wouldn't I? This is Universe Boat, not human territory. Even if it was human territory, I would go there if the original universe permitted it. Milky Way Horde Leader, do you want to attack me? You'll make yourself an enemy of Purple Moon Holy Land. Interesting. Luo Feng sneered. Go in and provide company to Thunder Shuttle Master. Star Tower suddenly started to float, and it inclined. An abyss appeared at the base of Star Tower, and it started to swallow Purple PU Master. You dare to seal me? Purple PU Master tried to resist it, yet he was still flying toward the base of Star Tower, losing control. He roared, Luo Feng, I have multiple bodies. Even if you seal me, all I'll lose is one body. Purple Moon Holy Land won't let it go easily. Purple Moon Holy Land? Luo Feng sneered. We're already enemies, so stop threatening me. I'll capture every Universe Master from Purple Moon Holy Land I see. Purple PU Master was captured already. All 12 Universe Masters were terrified by what they had just witnessed. Luo Feng was indeed crazy, but they were not surprised. After all, Purple Moon Holy Land had already spread the inheritance of how to become Universe Supreme Masters from Universe Masters to all the powers in the United Forces Alliance. The news of this was already widely known. Purple Moon Holy Land clearly wanted the human team annihilated. They were already enemies. The human team had more than 400 Universe Masters, yet Purple Moon Holy Land had fewer than 400. Hostilities in the original universe are quite strong, thought Luo Feng. Almost all the Universe Masters are in the original universe. I need to seize this opportunity to punish Purple Moon Holy Land. Even now, those Universe Supreme Masters from Purple Moon Holy Land can only wield power at level 8 max, as they don't have miniature universes. My Star Tower can also wield power at level 8, and once I perform Duan Mie, it'll reach level 9. Although it's not at top tier level 9, I don't need to worry about Purple Moon Holy Land. In the middle of whirling swamp ocean, the 12 Universe Masters on the huge reef all trembled with terror as they watched the scene before them. They were all aware of the enmity between the humans and Purple Moon Holy Land, but seeing how fierce and vicious Luo Feng could be still made them shiver with fear. Dear all. Luo Feng's gaze swept across the crowd. Then he smiled and reassured them, if there is no bad blood between us, I will not attack you. You can put your minds at ease. With that, he flew towards Star Tower and right through the side door. The Universe Masters on the reef looked at one another. Then, quietly, they started to discuss. Apparently, they were starting to worry. After all, Luo Feng had previously captured Thunder Shuttle Master, and now, he had captured Purple PU Master. Could Luo Feng be scheming something as part of a plan, or did he merely want to capture them one after the other? It can't be. Even if we put up resistance, with his treasure that has impactful willpower, we are still unable to escape from Luo Feng. Earlier, Milky Way Horde leader came over just to capture Thunder Shuttle Master. As for Purple PU Master, who merely just arrived, Luo Feng came here again to catch him. The 11 of us Universe Masters who had been here all this while were spared from any attacks. That's right. These Universe Masters discussed these things quietly and soon came to an understanding. If Luo Feng wanted to kill or capture them all, he would have made his move way back then. There was no need for him to delay. Plus, his actions would implicate his race, so he would not be so rash as to go around making enemies. Inside Star Tower, Luo Feng looked down at the world outside. With a smile, he shouted, Purple PU Master. His voice was directly transmitted to one of the sealed spaces inside Star Tower. Humph. In a lonely, dimly lit space, Purple PU Master sat cross-legged on a desolate land of soil. Don't worry. I will not kill you so easily. Luo Feng's voice resonated through the space. Actually, I had no intentions of being enemies with Purple Moon Holy Land, but you all from Purple Moon Holy Land have never wished well of us humans, and always try to make things difficult for us. We had not taken things to heart regarding the previous war, but after the war, Purple Moon Holy Land actually handed the inheritance over to every group of power within the United Forces Alliance. It is so obvious that you intend to use the United Forces Alliance to oppress us so that the rise of us humans will be substantially slower. The entire human race was very angry with Purple Moon Holy Land. If Purple Moon Holy Land had not circulated the inheritance, then with the passage of time, the human race would be able to gain power and strength consistently. With this continuity, the humans would naturally be able to join the territories of the other pinnacle races. Then, with the expansion of territories, the humans would have seen more and more generations of geniuses rising from the race. All of these would naturally form a virtuous cycle that could have brought about a period of growth, and the human race would have risen even faster than before. But now, with the United Forces Alliance gaining the inheritance too, even though their version did not match up to the same level as the humans, the information was, no doubt, still detailed and rich enough. This meant that, should the humans seek to expand their territory, they could only do so under extreme difficulty. If they were unable to expand their territory, then the number of human Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Masters was destined to be only a handful. Without the intervention by Purple Moon Holy Land, before this reincarnation era came to an end, the number of human Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Masters would have already exceeded the two Holy Lands put together, and because Purple Moon Holy Land had intervened, when this reincarnation era ended, the number of human Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Masters would not even amount to half the number of Purple Moon Holy Land. How could the humans not to feel anger and hatred? Purple PU Master, who was entrenched in the lonely space, finally spoke up. Ancestor's orders convey his judgment, he said with a cold smile. Who are you to think you can force something upon us? Humph. In your dreams. Let's wait and see, Luo Feng said indifferently. On the same day, within Purple Moon Holy Land Universe. Ancestor, I have done what you asked of me, said Purple PU Master. Upon reaching the reef within Whirling Swamp Ocean, it was truly just as Ancestor had anticipated. Luo Feng attacked me. He knelt respectfully as he reported to the figure suspended in the air before him. The figure, which was faintly radiating purple light, was none other Purple Moon Ancestor. Purple Moon Ancestor said slowly, he already made his move. Now, he is keeping my other body under captive, but he has yet to annihilate my other body, Purple PU Master continued to report. His admiration for Purple Moon Ancestor was growing with every moment. There was enmity between Purple Moon Holy Land and the human camp, so the moment Purple Moon Holy Land learned about Luo Feng entering Universe Boat, based on Luo Feng's course of action, they had guessed where he was heading. Given the direction he was heading, all the Universe Masters from Purple Moon Holy Land would steer clear of the surrounding regions so as not to cross paths with him. Luo Feng had specifically gone down to Whirling Swamp Ocean this time around just to wait for Great Thunderstar Master, yet Purple Moon Ancestor suddenly gave the order to Purple PU Master, who was nearest to Whirling Swamp Ocean, to go feel Luo Feng out. And in response to this move by Purple Moon Ancestor, Luo Feng had gone straight for the catch and had captured Purple PU Master. He just cannot keep his cool. Purple Moon Ancestor shook his head. After getting hold of that inheritance of the pulse of Duandong River, he has achieved his breakthrough to become a true god. Piece of cake. The moment he becomes a true god, adding on to the technique he received from the inheritance of the pulse of Duandong River, he will become even more powerful than Teacher Origin. Purple PU Master, who was kneeling down by Purple Moon Ancestor's side, was astounded. What? More powerful than Teacher Origin of the human race? Based on Purple Moon Ancestor's speculation, under normal circumstances, he must have been right in assuming that, according to the path of laws, Luo Feng's current ability was creating a secret technique at the level of a Universe Supreme Master. When combined with the inheritance of the pulse of Duandong River, and after spending some time in the space of cultivation, he was indeed able to achieve a breakthrough within a shorter period of time to become a true god. The moment he became a true god, his strength would increase by leaps and bounds. Then becoming more powerful than Teacher Origin would simply be a matter of course. By then, he could sweep away all Universe Supreme Masters in his way. But Luo Feng had chosen the path of godly power. He pursued something that had the highest difficulty level, something that exceeded 90,000 times life gene level, and so, he was fated to take a much longer time than Purple Moon Ancestor had speculated. You want to fight me? Purple Moon Ancestor sneered. Pass on my orders. From this moment on, all Universe Masters of my Purple Moon Holy Land shall avoid Luo Feng at all cost. The humans might execute some vicious moves. Even if all of you were to retreat back into the Holy Land universe or into seclusion in one of the reincarnation eras of the Holy Land universe, these are small matters not worth fretting over. Purple PU Master was kneeling before him. At the same time, we have to make it known to all groups of top powers within the entire universe ocean, Purple Moon Ancestor said in his cold voice. Since Luofeng was the one who initiated the provocation on my holy land, then from this moment on, we from the Purple Moon Holy Land will kill every single human universe master from the primal universe who sets foot in Universe Ocean. Yes, Purple PU Master replied obediently. Go, Purple Moon Ancestor ordered. Purple PU Master left in a reverential manner without further ado. Purple Moon Ancestor stood within the void space and sneered. Luofeng? When all those universe masters of your human race learn about how you are provoking me, causing me to issue such a killing order, I'm afraid they will be most dissatisfied with you. You want to fight me? That old fellow, East Emperor, is no threat at all. You are fated to be my one true opponent. Purple Moon Ancestor continued speaking to himself in that cold manner. We shall see who has the last laugh. In one of the individual plane surfaces in a space within the virtual universe. Luofeng's consciousness was perpetually connected to the virtual universe. Just a while ago, he had been filled with excitement. Now, shortly after, his excited expression had been replaced by a grimace. He had been excited because of a piece of information. His grimace was because of another piece of information. The first piece was related to detailed information on the newly promoted Universe Master. The second piece was the news the Purple Moon Holy Land had made public. From the information on the newly promoted Universe Master, Luofeng saw information about Peishing Master, and his interest was especially fixated on the part about Peishing Master's 4 black wings. Those 4 black wings could place a stranglehold over the power of the laws of the 5 elements, namely gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. It was unique. It was like Golden Country, which was produced by his silver wings and was also very unique. Besides, such wing-type true treasures were rare in the first place. Shawu Wings has a total of 6 pairs of wings. Currently, I have 3 pairs, so I am still short of 3 pairs. These 2 pairs of black wings may be just what I need. Luofeng had been growing excited and eager when the second piece of news ruined his mood. Purple Moon Holy Land. Just after he captured Purple PU Master, the news was made public that there was a killing order issued. Every human universe master that set food in Universe Ocean would be killed. Primal Chaos City leader's voice resonated in Luofeng's ears. Luofeng, come here right away. At the peak of Thunder Island, in the garden behind Primal Chaos City leader's palace, numerous thrones were scattered about. Without differentiating between high or low statuses, the figures were appearing successively to sit on these thrones. Luofeng, too, appeared and sat down. Dear all. Primal Chaos City leader looked around and laughed heartily. Everyone is here, so let's talk about the latest news. That Purple Moon Holy Land has issued a killing order against our human race, saying that they will kill any human that sets foot in Universe Ocean. Actually, I am quite doubtful. Wherever did Purple Moon Holy Land find the guts to do such a thing? They only have 2 Universe Supreme Masters and a bunch of Universe Masters. Those 2 Universe Supreme Masters have yet to create their own miniature universes. And in terms of the number of Universe Masters, they are not even comparable to our Hong Alliance, yet they dare to challenge us? After that, I took a closer look. Oh, they are doing it on purpose. It's their way of pinpointing us, the humans, and ostracizing the other vassal races of the Hong Alliance. What a joke. The Hong Alliance is an alliance in its entirety. They want to fight us. How are they able to ostracize us? Primal Chaos City leader jested. I can only conclude that Purple Moon Holy Land is scared. They do not dare to fight us, the whole Hong Alliance. So, to protect their dignity, they say such things. Darkness Master, who was standing off to the side, added in a low voice, that's right. We humans are not scared. After some time, when our race has a few more Supreme Masters at the top-tier combat level, we will gain the absolute advantage. Luofeng merely listened, but deep down, he was full of gratitude. Teacher had called for this gathering but had not allowed the others to voice their opinions. Instead, he had said this right away, obviously to steer the crowd in the direction of a common hatred for their enemy. If he had let them all voice their opinions freely, some might have said that Luofeng was too impulsive and had thus made enemies for the humans instead. If this happened, there would be internal conflicts within the human race, which was something Primal Chaos City leader, Darkness Master, Luo Feng, and the few others were unwilling to see. "It is my fault for not telling everyone about this beforehand," Luo Feng said in a low voice. "But I don't regret it. It's only Purple Moon Holy Land, and Purple Moon Ancestor is not even able to leave his miniature universe. As for their Supreme Masters, they don't even have miniature universes. What is there to fear? Those from Purple Moon Holy Land have always acted in the dark. The humans shouldn't give them face. And I also think that because of Purple Moon Holy Land playing tricks behind our backs, now within the primal universe, the two camps are still in a tense situation. Especially the United Forces Alliance. With the inheritance, they are not fearful of us at all," Luo Feng said solemnly. "If this rivalry drags on for too long, without being able to expand our territory, how will the human race continue to rise? This is why we need to go to war." Luo Feng continued, "If there isn't a major war, the discord between the two camps will most likely become long-term. Time and again, these conflicts and crossfires would naturally help to hone the abilities of our Universe Knights and Universe Masters. In life-and-death battles, and with that inheritance of the ancient civilization, the great beings of our race will continue to emerge. Following this increase of great beings, especially when we have a few more Universe Supreme Masters, we will be able to exterminate the two Universe Supreme Masters of Purple Moon Holy Land by then. If they remain hidden in Purple Moon Holy Land, so be it. But the moment they step out, they will be exterminated right away. Without those two Universe Supreme Masters," Luo Feng said with confidence, "Purple Moon Holy Land will no longer be a threat to our human race. The humans had the guidance of their own inheritance. Even if the other Universe Supreme Masters were not as extreme, they had great hopes of being able to achieve the ultimate limit of a Supreme Master, which was the level Teacher Origin had attained." "True," said Primal Chaos City leader. "For a longer period of time, our race should focus on the primal universe. Even if the honing of skills is via life-and-death battles, these must still be within the primal universe. The conflicts between the two camps will go on for an extremely long time." He nodded. "Yet this so-called killing order is not a threat to us at all. Now, let Luo Feng teach that Purple Moon Holy Land a good lesson, and when our race gets stronger in the future, we will become the Third Holy Land and become even more powerful than Purple Moon Holy Land and East Emperor Holy Land." Contrary to what Luo Feng thought, none of the human universe masters were afraid. All of them were ambitious and aggressive, and they didn't give a damn about the killing order of Purple Moon Holy Land. First of all, the inheritance from the ancient civilization made the humans more confident. Also, they had just defeated the entire United Forces Alliance, so Purple Moon Holy Land was nothing to them. Besides, the main battlefield would be in the original universe in the future, and few would go to Universe Ocean. Even though Darkness Master and Primal Chaos City leader went there sometimes, they only sent their bodies. For what it was worth, Purple Moon Holy Land could only make threats in Universe Ocean. They were not a real threat. Even if there was trouble, it would be a learning experience for the humans. The meeting among seniors was quickly finished, and the beings disappeared from the thrones. Primal Chaos City leader and Luo Feng were the only two left. Primal Chaos City leader glanced at Luo Feng with a smile. "Are you still worried?" "Not anymore." Luo Feng shook his head and smiled. "You shouldn't have been," said Primal Chaos City leader. "You made a huge contribution during the fight between us and the United Forces Alliance. All the Universe Masters respect you wholeheartedly. You've helped our race a lot, and you're influential. You are certainly a leader. As long as you don't do stupid things like making enemies everywhere, the race will stand by your side no matter what. After all, everyone makes enemies in Universe Ocean. Beings will try to kill you even if you mean them no harm. It's okay to make enemies." Luo Feng nodded. It was true. The Thunderstorm Star race was very weak, so he didn't need to worry about it. Purple Moon Holy Land was powerful, yet the humans could also withstand them. Of course, if Luo Feng made enemies everywhere and led all the powers to attack humans, the humans would be upset. No matter how confident a race was, it didn't dare to make itself an enemy to all powers. If the humans lost the battle against the United Forces and retreated back to the primal universe, the other races might hit them while they were down, All the powers in both the original universe and universe ocean would unite and suppress them. That would be a most miserable situation. Fortunately, that hadn't happened. Teacher. Luo Feng recalled the information he had acquired before and asked, "Is there a universe master called Pei Xing Master among those new universe masters?" Yes. Primal Chaos City leader looked at Luo Feng. His wing true treasure. Luo Feng frowned. Can we have some more detailed information about him? Wing true treasure. Primal Chaos City leader glanced at Luo Feng and looked pleased. Is his wing somehow connected to your silver wing? He only gave Luo Feng one pair of Shi Wu wings, and Luo Feng had found another pair. After absorbing lots of blade energies, it was only under a supreme true treasure now. Luo Feng nodded. It's only an assumption. Okay, I'll help you check now. Primal Chaos City leader nodded. There are around 400 universe masters in the Hong Alliance now, and the intelligence network is enormous. It should be easy to find. I'll tell you immediately after I get the information. Okay. Luo Feng nodded. Every universe master had a group of friends who would send messages to each other. There were around 400 universe masters in the Hong Alliance, and everyone had many friends, even friends in Universe Ocean. It was definitely a giant intelligence network. The larger the network, the more detailed the information would be. After the killing order from Purple Moon Holy Land spread, all the powers in Universe Ocean sighed. Luo Feng is crazy. Does he really think he can fight Purple Moon Holy Land? It's a holy land. No matter how mad the fight is, and even if a group of universe masters die, they can recover after a few universe eras. Even if they're defeated by the humans, they can hide in Purple Moon Holy Land for a universe era or two. That's right. The humans need to seize the time to breed more universe supreme masters. For the great beings from Purple Moon Holy Land, they can just return to Purple Moon Holy Land, but the humans can't do the same thing. All the powers sighed. They all thought the humans were bringing trouble on themselves by fighting a holy land. Tilted Peak Sector. There was a 3-level tower, and each level was dodecagon. The strange tower kept going inside Tilted Peak Sector. An order from the Ancestor? Pei Xing Master looked to the outside of Tilted Peak Sector and whispered, "Ancestor thinks too highly of that Luo Feng. He's only one man, yet we all need to avoid him. Especially those who venture into Universe Boat. Fortunately, I'm in Tilted Peak Sector, so I don't need to care about him. Luo Feng? Just wait and see. I've been staying in the Holy Land and have never come out. Now that I'm in Universe Ocean, I might have such luck in the future, and I can surpass Luo Feng." Of course Pei Xing Master was jealous of Luo Feng. After all, he had never been in Universe Ocean before. How could he not be jealous? He had never had the chance. I must look for the opportunity carefully. Pei Xing Master kept searching in the inner area of Tilted Peak Sector. The strategy of Purple Moon Holy Land against the humans was to avoid Luo Feng, who was a terrifying handful. They only targeted other human universe masters. Now that Luo Feng was in Universe Boat, the universe masters around him all avoided him, even if they had something important to do. The great beings from Purple Moon Holy Land in Universe Ocean were all intimidated, whereas those in Tilted Peak Sector and Flowing Level Mountain were just as relaxed as before. Only half a month after the senior meeting in the human race, Primal Chaos City leader summoned Luo Feng and notified him that there was some new information. "Teacher," Luo Feng said. He had high expectations. A universe master within the Hong Alliance has many friends, and his friends with 2 universe masters from Eastern Emperor Holy Land, said Primal Chaos City leader. After talking with him, we know that the true treasure Wing Pei Xing Master has appeared in the original universe more than 10 universe eras ago. It was used by a universe master from other universe eras. However, he was killed by a great being from Purple Moon Holy Land, and the Wing true treasure was seized. It didn't show up in Universe Ocean until recently. Now, Luo Feng understood. More than 10 universe eras ago. No wonder there wasn't any detailed information about it from the other 3 universe eras. Only the 2 Holy Lands would know more about such ancient information. That true treasure wing was called 5-color cloud wing before, said Primal Chaos City leader. It's one of the best top-tier true treasure spiritual weapons. Firstly, it can change directions and accelerate its speed very fast. Secondly, it has binding power. The binding power performed before can't compare to that which Pei Xing Master performed. Apparently, Pei Xing Master performed a supreme technique using 5-color cloud wing. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. One of the best top-tier true treasure spiritual weapons? That sounded familiar. His Shi Wu Wing was one of the best top-tier true treasure spiritual weapons before the origin was recovered, and after it was recovered, it was one of the best pinnacle true treasures, second only to supreme true treasures. And it helped with flying? Another piece of information. Primal Chaos City leader smiled and added, 5-color cloud wing stood for silver 4 wings during that universe era. Luo Feng was shocked. It was easy to change the color of a true treasure. However, the 5-color cloud wing had been silver during that universe era, so silver might have been its natural color. That's the information, said Primal Chaos City leader. You can decide what you want to do about it. Luo Feng smirked. I'll seize the chance, certainly. On a reef at the center of Whirling Swamp Ocean in the inner area of Universe Ocean. Nobody in Universe Ocean knew that Luo Feng was in Whirling Swamp Ocean. As for Great Thunder Star Master, even if everyone knew about their feud, nobody dared to meddle. Everyone knew that Luo Feng was incredibly powerful, so if someone actually messed with him, he would treat them as he treated those from Purple Moon Holy Land. Luo Feng didn't kill and made enemies recklessly. If someone messed with him and brought trouble upon themselves, no powers in Universe Ocean would interfere. Great beings find that Great Thunderstar Master has appeared in Universe Boat. He was spotted twice, and he's racing here. He'll arrive very soon. It's going to be incredible. The furious Great Thunderstar Master and Milky Way Horde leader, who has the inheritance from Duandong River. What's the fighting going to be like? 15 Universe Masters had already gathered on the reef, including a level 6 Universe Master from the Eastern Emperor Holy Land. Inside Star Tower, Luo Feng was looking down. He could hear those who were talking outside. Great Thunderstar Master, Luo Feng whispered. He had already learned about the traces of Great Thunderstar Master from the Hong Alliance's intelligence network. He reckoned that it would take Great Thunderstar Master around a month to arrive here. Great Thunderstar Master, I'll use you to test the 2 techniques of my Star Tower, Luo Feng thought. Blood Shadow Blade was at top tier level 7, and with Duan Mie, it was at top tier level 8. Star Tower was even more incredible. The 5th level of engravings on Star Tower was at level 8, and with Duan Mie, it was at level 9. Even the most powerful Universe Supreme Masters in Universe Ocean could only wield power at top tier level 9. Most of them were at level 8, while some of them were at level 7. With Duan Mie, Blood Shadow Blade, and Star Tower, Luo Feng could stand among the top Universe Supreme Masters. Only a few could surpass him. Of course, one of his weaknesses was that he couldn't break the rules. No matter how powerful a Universe Master was, he still had to follow certain rules, like the speed limit. This was Luo Feng's weakness. Even though Luo Feng was absolutely confident, other powers in Universe Ocean still found it foolish that he dared to provoke Great Thunderstar Master. Besides, humans still needed to deal with the more powerful Purple Moon Holy Land and those from the original universe. They all thought that Luo Feng was too crazy. Luo Feng frowned in Star Tower as an important email was sent to him through the virtual universe. Luo Feng clicked on the email. Suddenly, he stood up and looked exhilarated. Teacher. He became a Universe Supreme Master. This video will end here.